All good now, Thomas?
Yeah, so I was just telling Sloaney, you know, we won every major indicator, but the most important one, I guess, which is winning the game of footy. So proud of the kids. They had an absolute crack tonight. They were really good for most of the game. It's just at critical times we made some errors which we shouldn't have when we had the footy. You know, we gifted them a couple of goals. You know, we won contested ball, we won inside 50s, we won tackles, we won clearances. We just couldn't convert when it mattered, and as I said, we made some fundamental errors again under pressure, which is something we've got to get better at.
I think it was 3 goals 8 from set shots. Was that the killer in there?
Yeah, it was 3 goals 8 from set shots. Is not going to win your footy games, you know, and you know they weren't really hard shots either. That's the thing that's most disappointing. It's hurt us quite often this year. We've had some games when we've missed some set shots, which we shouldn't miss either. But you know, I think they had 33 inside 50s, Freo. They won the game, but you shouldn't win a game when you have 33 inside 50s, you know. And yeah, like you said, 3 goals 8 from set shots is something that we've got to get better at. We've got to be poised and composed when it really matters. And set shots for goal is one of the areas you've got to be better. You've got to be more consistent than 3 goals 8.
You mentioned the inside 50s. The Fremantle, the only team that won the game with such a low number.
Oh yeah, they're efficient once they go in. Obviously, you know, they've still had a lot of shots for their 33 entries, but they're unconventional inside 50s. You know, they get you out the back, so they got a lot of walking goals, you know, from our poor defensive structure. But I'm not disappointed with our boys though, the way they played tonight. I thought they played the right way. I like the way we executed for the majority of the game. We just cough it up too easy at times, you know, which is disappointing.
Does that sum up the year a little bit, that you tweaked and you tried so many things with the forward line to have it function, but it hasn't?
The forward line worked okay tonight, you know. We just couldn't convert when it mattered, you know. We lost Jenkins in the last quarter, which will hurt us going forward as well. But yeah, we keep putting different faces down there. We used Andy Otten down back tonight. He's been a forward for the last couple of weeks. You know, it was an important matchup that he went to Maine, but then we swung him back forward after the Jenkins injury and stuff. We tried to get a bit creative where we could, but yeah, we're back to the drawing board this week. You know, we'll get Dangerfield and Rutten back next week, which are 2 good ins for us. But you know, some other names, you know, Kerridge, Petrenko, you know, Grigg missed out tonight, who was really unlucky. Lewis Johnson. So we've got some options to bring in. You know, we've got some players in form. Callan's another one, you know, who's a goal kicker. So we've still got some options we can bring in next week. But yeah, you're right. We've probably got the most unsettled forward line in the competition. You know, just you know, through injuries and form and that sort of thing. So.
What's the Jenkins injury? Sorry.
We're not sure at this stage. He's off to hospital now for X-rays and scans. So that'll become, I guess, more clear in the next hour or two. But
is it a foot or a knee or?
I'm not sure.
Ankle leg.
Ankle leg.
How do you deal with the obvious questions that are going to come? Are they gone and can they make it? And it always be a distraction having to deal with those questions all the time, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to have to live with that this week, you know. We finished for 2013, but I've said for the last few weeks, you know, all we can do as a footy club, as a coach, players, we've got to fight out every game for the remainder of the season. I mean, that starts with a really big game against Port next week. Regardless of where both sides are on the ladder, the showdown in Adelaide is a big week. So we've got 8 days to, you know, lick our wounds, freshen the boys up. You know, we'll give everything we've got next week against Port. Hopefully we get the win and then we reassess our next opponent. You know, so we won't be giving up without question. You know, we'll fight this season out. It's a 22-week season, and we'll be going as hard as we can till the siren sounds in the 4th quarter of our last game.
Is McKernan an ankle as well?
Yeah, McKernan's an ankle. Not as serious as the Jenkins one. He'll be touch and go for this week, but I mean, that was the logical sub for us. He was struggling to get across the ground, but yeah, he'll be another one we'll assess this week.
He's got stitches.
Yeah, stitches across the eye, no concussion, so with the 8-day break he'll be fine.
Richie Douglas got the Crowley tag today.
Yep.
What did you make of this game? What do you say?
Oh, he tried his heart out. He played a really selfless role for us, Dougie. I think he had 16 possessions, which is pretty good against Crowley. He's probably the best tagger in the competition. But he still played some roles for us. He played some role at stoppages to create some 2v1s for us. But yeah, I mean, Dougie's another one that's had an outstanding season, and he never stopped trying all night.
I guess that's a big compliment for him to get the tag as well.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I mean, Douglas has had a great season. I mean, he'll go really close to All-Australian this year. When you look at his numbers, he's in the top 5 or so midfielders through the competition stats-wise, and he has a great impact for us. But I think he got his first taste of getting really heavily tagged tonight. Dangerfield back next week. Sloaney was brilliant tonight. So I'm not sure what Port will do next week when you look at those guys coming back.
Rory, was it different? Is it different to play Fremantle? They look different from everybody else. How did it feel tonight?
Well, obviously they put a few numbers behind the ball, but the message for us is just to run and carry and try and draw their numbers up. It's tough to play them. Yeah, you feel like we were in control of the game, and it's just they squeeze you so tight, and it's really hard to score against them.
What do you take out of it? What was good about tonight?
Well, as Sando mentioned, we felt in control, and our young guys again continue to stand up. We had Kyle Hartigan play his first game, and I thought he was really solid down back. We keep bringing in these guys, Rory Laird, Brad Crouch, Luke Brown. They're all playing really big roles for us and playing very good footy. So, it's important for them to play in these sorts of games where we play so well and we just don't get over the line. They now know that feeling, what it's like to probably where we should have won a game, but yeah, didn't quite.
Would it be fair to say that now that you are under a bit of pressure from everybody watching you, that Port Adelaide game is coming at a good time?
Well, it's always a huge game, the showdown. As also Sando mentioned before, the last few weeks we haven't even spoken about finals because purely we haven't been playing well enough throughout the whole year to really talk about them. So we've been taking each game as it comes, and Port Adelaide's going to be huge this week. Showdown, they beat us last time, and they're playing some really good, hard contested footy, so that should suit us.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Oscar.
That's awesome.